Shalom. This week's parsha is Vayakehl. In his foundational essay, Torah from Sinai, Rabbi Yisrael Trait wrote about the Mishkan and the role of religious fervor in contemporary Judaism. The essence of Judaism is not realized through religious fervor over the miraculous, but through an appreciation of God's wisdom as revealed both in Torah and the natural world. A miracle, being a breach of God's law, does not contribute to this appreciation. This distinction is crucial since it gives Judaism its metaphysical uniqueness. Judaism, unlike many other religions, isn't driven by feelings and fervor. Instead, Judaism is a religion that advocates studying and attaining wisdom as the best method of attaining a relationship with God. Jews aren't commanded to believe in God, but to know God. Rambam wrote that a Jew's love of God is dependent on their knowledge. Simply feeling close to God doesn't make you closer to God. When religious fervor is prioritized over concrete study and action, mistaken ideas, values, and concepts are easily incorporated into one's Judaism with disastrous results. An example of the dangers of placing religious fervor over wisdom is highlighted at the start of this week's Torah portion. Moshe convened the entire Israelite nation, it says, and said to them, "These are the charges that God has commanded you to do. On 6 days you shall work, but on the seventh day you shall have a Shabbat of complete rest, sacred to God. Whoever does any work on the Shabbat shall be put to death." In his commentary to this verse, Rashi explained, God intentionally mentioned the prohibition in reference to the Shabbos before the command about the building of the tabernacle to the Jewish people. And why did he do this? In order to intimate that the building of the tabernacle does not set aside or supersede the Shabbos. In his laws of Shabbat, Rambam wrote, the observance of Shabbat and the prohibition against worshiping false deities are each equivalent to the observance of all the mitzvos of the Torah. Shabbat is the eternal sign between God and the Jewish people. For this reason, the Rambam continued, anyone who transgresses other mitzvos is considered to be one of the wicked of Israel. But a person who violates the Sabbath is considered as an idolater. Filled with religious fervor to complete building of the tabernacle, it isn't difficult to imagine a Jew thinking it was preferable to violate Shabbat to finish the tabernacle's construction ahead of schedule. Wisdom dictates, as we learn in this week's Torah portion, that recognizing God as the creator of the world through the observance of Shabbat takes priority over the building of the tabernacle. The lesson taught in this week's Torah portion about the risk of allowing religious fervor to overtake our wisdom-led approach to Torah observance extends far past the building of the Mishkan and Shabbat to every aspect of fulfilling mitzvos. Religious practice lends itself to fervor, but the uniqueness of Judaism is that it stresses wisdom over fervor, intellectual analysis over feeling, study over emotion. This approach requires more effort, and the rewards aren't as immediately felt. But in the long run, this approach is much more meaningful. Shalom.